Class is in session, boys. Question: what's the best superpower? That's right, being hot. Sorry, not sorry. But the next best power is super speed. We all know that. Ooh, but that's not fair. It's OP. It's too hard to write for. Relax. Relax it. Okay? I get it. I'm not asking you to be perfect. But we both know why you're here, right? We hate the superhero slop movies we're getting fed with the nonsense magic systems. That's what it comes down to. They're inconsistent. You know what I'm talking about. A good example is Multiverse of Madness when we saw Wanda without even flicking her wrist, not even a wink of the eye. And there goes Black Bolt, mouth all sewn shut. So if you can do that, so you could just do anything, right? You can just block everyone's coronary arteries and they're all going to drop dead on the spot. So, movie over. What are we even doing here? Listen, I'm willing to suspend disbelief. I get it. I know where I am. I'm watching a superhero movie. I get it. But work with us. Work with us, writers. No one's forcing you to put out this slot. When you come up with an idea, you're not locked into it. You can backspace. You can get that little rubber on the back of your pencil, erase it, and change it so it works. Okay? We need some consistency. I'm going to show you how it's done. It's okay. Daddy's in the house. I got you. And this one's for free as well. This time, anyway. Okay? So here are just a few ideas. Listen, I'm just off the top of my head, I'm just sprinkling stuff here. It's just off the top of my head. It's not refined, but it's just to give you an idea of some of the stuff you could do, some of the things you could use to improve it. Because I get it, the Flash, he's OP. He's got the OP superpower, but that doesn't mean it has to be written badly. Give him OP enemies. Give him OP challenges. Let's start with some simple rules. I'm going to take away some of his abilities because they're just stupid. Anything to do with calories for energy, no, I'm not having it. We've all done science. We've seen Neil deGrasse Tyson videos. Infinite speed, running at the speed of light requires infinite energy. Now, unless he's going to eat everything and become Fatty McFatface before he starts running, it's not happening, is it? So let's just drop that. I'm immediately pulled out the movie when you're thinking he's going to eat a frigging chocolate bar and defeat Darkseid. It's not happening. Okay? And no infinite mass punch either. Same problem. An infinite mass punch has infinite energy. If you ain't taking someone down with that, what are we left with? Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. This is how we're going to solve him grabbing things, not his suit not burning up and everything else. When he's got running and he's using the speed force, that speed force is going to be channeled into anything he's touching. So his suit, his shoes, because he's not Elon Musk. He's not Einstein. He's not making the most friction resistant material ever known to man that can withstand the speed of light. Okay, let's get that out of our heads, right? So when he saves people as well, he's touching them. And obviously, if he wasn't channeling any speed force into them, they'd disintegrate because, they're not the Flash. So by channeling his speed force into anything he touches, he can interact with his environment. Okay. And by the way, he's not going to have any super strength or endurance, or resistance. He's just fast. That's all his power is. That's how we nerf him. He can't just punch, if he punches someone who's got super strength, it's gonna be like a normal dude punching someone. That's what we're gonna have here. Okay. There's some ideas for you there. Another thing, if someone throws something at you unexpectedly, what happens when you see it? You flinch, you react, and you grab it immediately. You're not always walking around alert. And also, if someone throws it from behind you, it's going to hit you because you didn't see it. That's the same principle we're going to use here with the Flash. Real world. Relate it to the real world. That's what works. Okay. We can relate to that stuff. It makes sense to us. And bullets, Pop quiz class. Are bullets faster than sound? It's okay if you don't know. Yeah, almost always faster than sound, which means if an enemy shoots him from behind, he's not going to react to the sound. The first he's going to know of that bullet is when it starts poking him in his batty and he feels the pain. Like when you touch something hot and you react all of a sudden, almost without thinking. That's how we're going to have him react. As soon as he feels the pain, the bullet's going to pierce his suit or whatever he's wearing, if he's in his ordinary clothes. As soon as it's touching his skin or it burns or pierces, that's the moment his speed force, his power is going to kick in and he's going to react at the last minute. You can maybe turn off, like you roll off a punch, or just grab it, you know. So you want to expect to see the back of his suit riddled with damage, something like that. Oh, he could make it bulletproof on the back for all I care. From the front, yeah, he'll see things coming in his line of sight. But when you give the hero limits, it opens up interesting, creative ways you can fight him. So, an enemy with a powerful laser gun, you, that could do damage. He might not be able to react to that in time. From the back, it's going to get him, and from the front, he could get shot in the eyes with a laser gun. He could be blinded. Think about that. You know, I'm just spitballing. But the big one, we all know, is time travel. Okay, we're not going to have multiverses or split timelines. What's the frigging point? The whole point of going back in time is to change the timeline that you are in. You're trying to change what's happened, right? If you're just creating a branched universe, like a split timeline or a parallel universe, that's what are you doing here? That universe that you were in still exists, and all the sufferings happened. You just left. You've left. You just done a runner, mate. Are you kidding me? Okay. But this is what we're going to do in terms of the time travel. So when he runs back in time, we're going to have it so that the universe wants to always maintain homeostasis. So imagine a bungee cord tied around his waist. The further he runs, the tighter it gets, and it wants to pull him back into his own timeline. Okay. So say, for example, you're making an origin movie and it's the first movie in a trilogy. You can't have him OP straight away. Maybe you could have him run back in time, but he can only run a certain amount, maybe 20 minutes, 40 minutes. That's as far as you can go before he gets pulled back. He can't even stay there. He hasn't got any staying power because it's going to be like total concentration breathing, baby. Demon Slayer in the house. Hashira training. Yeah. If he can't absorb enough speed force and keep it in his body, he can't stay in that time. Or maybe he can go further back in time a little bit less, only a few minutes, and then he can use some of the speed force to stay there and hang about a few minutes, but he can't do both, right? Until he gets stronger in movie 2 or whatever else. But even then, we're going to have it so that when he's back in time, he has to be focused to stay there. If he gets knocked out or loses concentration or tries to go to sleep, boom, the universe pulls him back. See, we're creating limits. He's not OP anymore. Okay? He's not OP anymore. And things like this give you ways of making creative stories, man. Let me just give you one off the top of my head because I'm feeling generous today. I'm feeling very generous. Okay. Are you listening? I can't get off my horse. And I can't. Never mind. Sorry, I had to just take a song break. Okay, this is what we're going to have. Imagine like the Flash movie where we had it, where he was with Batman and Supergirl, the recent one with Ezzy Miller. Yeah. With them. We don't do reshoots. With Ezra Miller. With Ezzy Miller, okay? where they were trying to stop Zod, right? And they had the world engine and they're terraforming Earth and they're hitting New York and it's just destroying everything, right? That's what's happening in this movie. It's destroying everything. Millions are dying. Millions are dying. And they're fighting these Kryptonians. And at some point through the battle, they're going to realize we can't take these guys on. Flash don't have super strength. He's super fast, but he can't do any damage. And Batman, don't get me started on Batman. Don't get me started. In fact, I'm coming after him next time. Okay. What we're gonna do is have them be defeated, and they have to get out of there. They have to get out of the battlefield. Flash saves Batman. They run out of there. They're like regrouping. They're like, what are we gonna do? We can't beat these guys. They're too strong. And New York has already fallen. Millions have already died. And Batman's gonna ask Flash, you can go back in time. You can change something. He's like, yeah, but I haven't mastered my powers yet. I can only the most I've managed is 22 minutes. Yeah, okay. Or let's say whatever, just an arbitrary amount of time. That's not much. 40 minutes. Okay, I've managed to go back 40 minutes. And then he's like, and even if I do go back, what am I going to do? He says to Batman, what am I going to do? What can I do? We need a way to defeat these guys. They don't seem to have a weakness. A weakness. This is where Batman and his detective mind, Basically, Batman is going to figure out that there's kryptonite and Lex Luthor has it in a vault or something, and they need to go get it. Anyway, Flash, he's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. He thinks, okay, what can I do? How can I get back there if I can't run there? Anyway, he's pondering, and you see him at some point click on in his head that he's got an idea, eureka moment, and he runs at super speed and ends up on one of those long roads where it's just in the middle of it, like a desert, a long straight road, those ones you see in America. No one around. He looks around, then he takes a deep breath and he starts focusing and breathing, and you see him start getting charged up. Electricity's coursing around his body. His eyes start glowing white. And then he gets down into a sprinter pose. You've seen what sprinters do. He gets down into a sprinter pose, absolutely coursing with energy. And then he's going to turn his head back like this. He's going to look back. And then he's going to get up. Then he's going to come back to Batman. And he's going to look at his watch and set a timer. Anyway, him and Batman are now on this mission to break into this Lex Luthor vault to get kryptonite. Remember, Flash doesn't have super strength. He can't just break through a vault. He's fast, but he needs Batman's help. They fight their way, blah, blah, blah. During this robbery, you're going to see the Flash, another moment, run off again. He tells Batman, I got to go. Runs off at super speed. Back to the same straight road. Does the same thing again. Then he returns back to the battlefield. They find blah, blah, blah. They get through the vault and voila, they get the kryptonite. At this point, Batman throws it to Barry and he says, run, Barry, run. Actually, no, cut that. They're gonna have to get back to Batman's lab and form some sort of weapons. Let's say they make daggers, kryptonite daggers for the whole team. The Flash is fast. With a dagger, a kryptonite dagger, he can take out plenty of Kryptonians by himself. And Batman, he's got combat skills. So yeah, boom, they get out of there, run to the lab, kryptonite daggers, and then Barry says, I can get back there. So he takes all the 3 kryptonite daggers, one for his other self. There were two Barrys, weren't there? Maybe not for Supergirl though. Forget about her. Him and Batman, whatever. He's got 3 daggers. He runs out of there, and then he gets on a long road, and he goes super speed. Right, he goes super speed at this point, light speed, because he's about to do his travel back in time. cool music, whatever, blah de blah. You know how to do this part, cinematography. I can't hold your hand the whole way. Okay. He runs at super speed, and like if you've seen the Flash TV show, the portal opens up, or he's like in the time stream. It's all cool graphics, and not running like Barry in frigging the DC movies. Okay, not the whatever that was. We're not going to have any of that nonsense. Proper running like a real sprinter, like a real 100-meter sprinter. You got to be able to look cool running. Maybe I'll allow Tom Cruise's run. He looks good running, okay? But none of this whatever nonsense that was, flailing around, weirdos. Okay. He's in the time stream. Guess what happens next? You cut to Barry where he was in a sprinter pose. Looking back. And like a mile down the road, you see a portal open. Barry, current Barry, the most present Barry, who just got the daggers, pops out the time stream. He's running towards him. He's been setting his timer every 40 minutes because that's the limit he could run back, right? Barry, who was sat there waiting, begins his sprint. This is a time relay, baby. He's got the daggers. He's running past Barry, who is in the pose, fully charged up, ready to sprint at light speed, starts to run. They get a handoff, and then President Barry, who hands off, gets pulled back because he's at his limit. He gets pulled back. Bungee cord of death, baby. He's back to his own present. This Barry, now who's been handed off the daggers, runs at light speed. He does the same thing. Time stream portal pops out. Remember, there was another Barry also posed, ready to go. He did this every 40 minutes so he could get back to the original battle where they needed to be before everyone started dying. Because the reason they want to get back is they want to save all those lives that were lost to the flipping terraforming machine, yeah, the world machine or whatever it's called. Cool scene. Can you imagine that in the cinemas? Yeah, cool ass friggin' scene. Now the guys who are in the past, before everyone's dying, have Kryptonian weapons. They're confused, like where this Barry came from, by the way, but we know, so it's cool. But they understand. They take the hint. They take the hint because they're smart, baby, like me. On the ball. And they win the battle, blah blah blah, whatever else. Listen, I'm not giving you the whole script. I'm not giving. You're gonna have to pay me if you want me to go deep into this. I'm just giving you. I'm just sprinkling. It's like icing. I'm just giving you a little bit here. Okay. You get where I'm going? Why are they letting us down? I've nerfed him. I've given you some interesting ideas. When you put limits on these characters, it fosters creativity like this, and you can make cool characters. You can make cool stories. He doesn't need to be OP and oh well, if you can just fix everything, blah blah blah. Yeah, and you can't just fix it. This is another problem. Even if he can run, but let's say for movie 2, his mom gets killed when he's a kid, and let's say he's strong enough to run all the way back there, and he wants to save his mom. Let's say he does it. He goes back in time, prevents his mum from dying. Then he's pulled back to the present. What happens there? His mum is like 15 years older now. He sees her. At first, he's happy. Oh, my mum's alive. Great. Then he realizes she's a lot older than what he remembers as a child, the last memories he had of her. And then he realizes that he hasn't spent all those years with her. Some Barry has, but not him. Right? He doesn't have any memories. He hasn't been able to actually get what he really wanted, which is a life with his mom. So at first he could be elated, but then when the realization hits him and his life is different because he changed the past and maybe he doesn't have the same friends, or even if he does have the same friends, he doesn't have the memories, right? He's going to feel alone. He might get depressed. He might get really angry. And he might go after the people who hurt him. Ooh, gritty, realistic. Barry Allen Flash movie where he goes a bit off the rails. Who doesn't want to see that? R rated? Yeah, let's do it. You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Did you like the video, punk? Well, did you? Well, give me a like then. Maybe a subscribe. And I'll bring you more lovely content. Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? I really should learn how to sing.